Okay, first question. Let me get this here. Should Nicole Lund book a session with the Oracle of Whimsy to receive psychic information to help her with her life's path right now? Should Nicole Lund book a session with the Oracle of Whimsy to find out psychic information about her life's path right now? 3 information cards, 1 final outcome. Should Nicole Lund book an information session with the Oracle of Whimsy to receive psychic information about her life? 3 information cards and a final outcome. Okay. Three information cards and a final outcome. Should Nicole book a session with the Oracle of Whimsy to receive psychic information and guidance about her life right now? 3 cards of information, 1 final outcome. Okay, 3 cards. 1 final outcome. 1, 2, 3, and then the final outcome. All right. All right. How do we interpret these? I'm trying to figure out if this is more to do with Whimsy or with you, Nick. The Devil. I'm just reading. Let me just read this whole thing. Oh, and I'm using these cards because I feel just more connected to these right now. It'll take me a little while to feel connected to the deck that you sent. So I wanted to make sure that I got a good reading for you. So the Devil. So these are 3 information cards about booking a session with the Oracle of Whimsy. A handsome devil of mage with dark hair, pointed black beard, and swirling black cape is offering money to a young male witch and an ice cream cone to a young female witch. While he is smiling and pleasant, a pointed tail curls out from underneath his cape and his eyes have a reddish gleam. Each witch has a cat who's trying to pull them away and is being ignored. A volcano smokes in the far background. The mood is ominous but not hopeless. Contrary to what you might think, the devil doesn't represent some evil being who comes in from the outside world to lure and ensnare us. That would be easier to fight than the reality, which is that each of us has devils that we created for ourselves, addiction, bad habits, obsessions, and unhealthy decisions that we cling to long after it's clear that they are leading us in the wrong direction or holding our lives hostage. Temptation can be hard to resist. That makes this seem like a scary, hopeless card, but it isn't. We often hold on to the devil because we're more comfortable with the negativity and dysfunction we are used to than the idea of starting over and creating something better. But you can do it. You chose this devil and you can choose to say no more. What does the devil card stand for in your life? What holds you back? Are you looking clearly at all aspects of your life, relationships, jobs, patterns of thought or behavior? Are you clinging to things you know harm you because it seems too difficult to walk away? If the devil card represents a person who's bad for you, and sometimes it does, perhaps it's time to stop kidding yourself about the intentions and walk away rapidly. No matter what this card stands for, it also tells you that you have the power to change things for the better. I don't think this is saying that that Whimsy is the devil. I think it's just, this is your situation right now. And the information that you get from Whimsy might be difficult to hear. That's my gut. You might get something else off of it too. Then 9 of Wands, and it's interesting, 9 of Wands and then 10 of Wands. So 9 of Wands. Let me do this too. So I think you know what the devil card is here, but this is the 9 of Wands. Okay, this says, I'm still standing. 9 of Wands. You may be battered and bruised, but you will survive to fight another day. Or maybe you won't have to fight at all. That might make for a nice change of pace. The witch in this card clearly has been having a tough time. She's fought battles, won a few, maybe lost more. You can be pretty sure that she'd like to be doing anything other than preparing for another one. But that doesn't mean she's ready to give up, quite the contrary. She'll keep going as long as she has to. In the end, nothing can break her spirit, which doesn't mean she couldn't use a break and maybe a nice picnic lunch, maybe tomorrow. Life is full of battles, large and small. The trick is to choose which ones you're going to fight. Are you using precious energy on issues too small to really matter? Do you seem to end up fighting the same battle over and over again? There's no dishonor in walking away from a fight if it isn't worth the effort. But if you're fighting for something important, don't give up. You're tougher than you think. Wow, Nick, that card couldn't be more true to your situation right now. So I think it's just kind of acknowledging what you're going through and just giving you some advice and some information. And then another 10 of Wands, or another wand, which is the 10 of Wands. You know, that's like, you can already kind of tell where this is going, probably similar to what this other card is saying. And it's saying, I've got it, maybe I don't got it. Life can hand you a lot of burdens to carry. Only you can choose which ones to keep hauling around and which ones to put down. The poor witch sure is carrying a lot, isn't she? It's a wonderful thing to be of service to others. There's satisfaction to be gained from assisting those who need it and in helping family and friends and coworkers and that guy on the street. Just be sure that you aren't spreading yourself too thin. If you find yourself exhausted and drained, maybe you're doing too much for too many on a regular basis. The 10 of Wands almost always indicates someone who is not only carrying a heavy burden, but is probably toiling under the burdens that really belong to others. Are you one of those people who's always trying to fix everyone else's problems? Do you carry the love for your family, your friends, and everyone else who crosses your path? If so, it is probably time to take another look at what burdens you are carrying. Figure out which ones don't truly belong to you. Then put them down. I mean it. Put them down right now. Remember that you allow yourself to become completely drained, trying to be everything for everybody. You will eventually reach a point where you can't do anything for anyone, including yourself. And that doesn't benefit you or those you love, does it? Okay, that... Wow. So, these are all speaking to your current situation right now and why you would want to reach out to Whimsy to figure out which burdens can you put down, which fights do you keep fighting over and over again, why do you keep hanging on to the devil you know, because are you afraid of the devil you don't? And then the final outcome, this Justice card. Justice. Sooner or later, the universe balances itself out, but maybe not in the way you expected. A silver-haired witch wearing a black gown sits upright on a chair. From one hand dangles a set of scales. On one side of the scale, there's a black kitten, and on the other, there's a white kitten. They're hissing at each other, each one with paw raised, claws out. In the witch's other hand, she holds a large open book of laws. There is a blindfold over her eyes, but it's pulled up a little on the side toward the scale, and she's clearly peeking out. Let me give you a picture of this card. Okay, she's clearly peeking out. The feeling of the card is serious, but with a hint of amusement. That karma, she sure can be a bitch. People say that justice is blind. That just means they've never met her. She sees everything, even when it seems as though she isn't looking. There's no hiding the truth. She sees your actions and inside your soul. If things aren't going well, justice suggests looking at where your responsibility in the situation lies. But if you're worried when someone else won't get what they deserve, don't. Justice watches everyone, and sooner or later she makes sure the scales balance out. The idea of karma is simple. You reap what you sow. Life, of course, rarely works out exactly that way, but sooner or later things tend to come back around. The Justice card stands for legal justice on occasion, but just as often it signifies fairness, truth, and balance. If you're asking for justice, be sure that's what you want. The universe doesn't play favorites or take sides. If the Justice card appears in your reading, it may be a reminder, be careful what you are putting out into the world, or it may be an assurance that you're going to triumph over an unfair situation. So it's not, there's so much information in this reading, but it's not really about should you consult, the Oracle should you consult Whimsy, but I think it is saying this is everything you're dealing with. And what about that Justice card? This line popped out. If we're thinking about it in terms of Whimsy, there's no hiding the truth. She sees your actions and inside your soul. So that, to me, is the confirmation. And this card is a woman, and there are cats, just like Whimsy with Mila. And I think it would just, there's no hiding the truth. She sees your actions and inside your soul. And that's what you want her to see, so she can give you the information about what you need to do right now. I don't see a downside. Like, these aren't super positive cards, but I don't see that pertaining to that session. I just think it's saying, this is what you got going on right now. And these three couldn't be more accurate. Especially this one, carrying others' burdens and then always doing battle, you know? Okay. I hope that helps, Nick. You might get more information as you hear the video too. But again, these are the cards, 3 information cards, and then final outcome with the sentence I just read that I think is what you needed to hear. Hope this helps. Love you. Good luck. Bye.